very beautiful gathering. So, a gathering full of mothers. So, such a setting is very emotional. So, I will start with one emotional anecdote of my own life. Whenever there is an opportunity to talk to mothers, I share this intimate incident of my life. I was just 11, 12 years old when I was reading my mother's copy of poems. My mother writes beautiful poem in Marathi. So I was reading her copy of poems, reading old poems she had written. One poem was written when she was pregnant for the first time. And she had written that experience of being a mother that was coined into words in that poem. So naturally it was a very emotional poem. I just looked at the date of the poem and I understood this was written when I was in the womb. I am the elder son. So first time pregnancy means I was in the womb and my mother was writing that poem. So now it was related to me also. So now that poem became more important. She had written about being mother when I was inside her. I was part of her personality, her body. I was being fed by her in her body, and she is writing that poem of the experience of being mother. And she had written beautifully how it's a fulfilling experience and the human existence is not complete without being mother. That's what she had written. So this being mother makes it complete. That was the word she had used. In Marathi, she has used the word paripurna. So Jivan paripurna, life will become complete, fulfilled by becoming mother. And naturally, at the end of the last stanza, she had written expectation. What she expected. That was not the time of ultrasound and all these methods of knowing whether your child is going to be a girl child or a baby boy. So naturally, she had written in the last stanza what was her expectation, and in that she had written she wanted a girl child. And the reason she had given for that, she said because that girl child one day would become mother and fulfill her life. So my mother expected a girl child. Now you understand my emotional turmoil. That was 11, 12 years old boy, and he is reading in his mother's poem that mother did not expect me. She was expecting a girl. So the logic, when I was born, my mother would not be happy. She would be devastated. She wanted a girl and here was a boy. So naturally I thought, my mother doesn't love me. So for a couple of days, I didn't eat, I was crying, and that was a news for everybody because I don't cry. I make people cry. Many of the Karyakartas here know that. So at that age also, my mother was surprised. He is never so dull, he is never crying, why he is not eating? So she asked here and there. So younger brother, they always have this knack of going behind your back. So my younger brother went and told my mother, oh, he was reading your poem and after that this has happened and all that. So mother understood. She came and she told me, what happened last 11 years, did you ever feel that I don't love you? At that age, it is very easy to get depressed and very easy to come back. So when mother just pampered and said, no, I love, whether any mother for her girl or boy, same, and mother loves the child and things like that, I was happy, okay. I understood that my mother loves me. Then my mother said, okay, then now come and have food. I said, no, I won't have food. Why? Now your problem is solved. I have told you I love you and you have accepted it. Why don't you eating food? I said, no, problem is not yet solved. There are two problems. One problem is solved. One problem was that mother was expecting girl and here boy has come, so mother must be disappointed, so she doesn't love me. That problem is solved. But the other problem is not solved. You have written in your poem that the human life cannot be complete and fulfilled without becoming mother. I cannot become mother. How will my life be fulfilled? That was the dilemma, that was the problem, emotional problem. And the answer my mother gave, I think that is because this whole destiny of being in the education field. The reply that my mother gave to my query at that time, how can I fulfill my life? How can my life be complete? In the morning somebody asked Swamiji whether you can be mother even being a man, or do you need to be a woman only to become mother? My mother answered, replied to this question, Swamiji, and my mother said, even being Purusha, even being man, you can become mother. If you want to become a mother, even being a man, be a teacher. Because mother gives birth only to the physical body. Teacher is one who shapes the whole personality. I think that was the seed which has somehow this destiny played, and I am into this field of education. This is how mother inculcates values. Very simple examples, very simple answers, and it will change your life. That is the power of mother. In Vivekananda Kendra, we used to conduct personality development camps. For 7 days residential camp, the students will stay with us and we will inculcate good habits and everything. They will get up in the morning, they will do yoga, abhyas, everything. They will eat everything. No pampering. I don't like this, I don't like this. No, nothing. Everybody group, everybody has to eat everything. So whatever is prepared, they have to eat. Like that, good habits were inculcated. On the final day, we used to call the parents, and especially the mothers. And I used to take their meeting. And I would address the mothers with folded hands. For 7 days, all our karyakartas, all our activists, they have put in lot of efforts to instill good habits in your children. But mother is most powerful. Shakti, Matru Shakti. Shakti is energy. So mother is very powerful. Our whole effort of 7 days, you can wash it off in 1 minute. When the child comes to home in morning, tomorrow morning, you don't ask him to get up in early. If you don't ask him to do the exercise, you are going to wash off our 7 days of whole efforts. That is the power of mother. That can go either way, this way or that way. And that's why this conference on family or Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is basically the conference of motherhood. How motherhood can solve all the problems of the society, of humanity. Humanity that is going through a crisis of existence. We are living in such times, the whole humanity has got an existential crisis. May it be climate change. After you landed in Delhi airport or railway station, all of you, whether you are coming from different parts of the country or from all over the globe, you have experienced what really pollution means. Existential crisis. And it can be solved only through motherhood. Only through motherhood. And I am not talking about these mothers. That concept of motherhood. When in 2000, at the change of millennia, first Earth Summit in Doha. That first Earth Summit in Doha had a motto, and on that motto, a sentence was written in English, which in fact is a Veda mantra. That motto of all Earth Summit, last year in Paris, that Earth Summit, motto of the Earth Summit is, Earth is our mother, we are her children. Mata Bhumi Putroham Prithivyam, that is the Veda mantra. Unless you consider this nature, Prakriti, Srishti, this whole universe, this earth as your mother, you cannot solve this problem of climate change. Because we have lost that connect. We consider this as resource. Resource has to be consumed. If earth is a resource, if forest is a resource, if everything becomes a resource, I will try to use it in a form, consume it in a form in which it will be profit making. That is the meaning of resource. Resource has to be used for profit making. And that is what is happening. That is what has created this science into not being benevolent but being creating such a great problem, disastrous science. Science which was expected to be benevolent for the humanity and take the development to a discourse in a direction in which the whole humanity, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, from the morning we are listening to it. But instead of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, it has become struggle for existence. And survival of the fittest, no, survival of everybody is at stake now. If you don't care for others, this is going to happen. This is what happens. So, existential problem. May it be problem of global terrorism, may it be problem of global climate change, may it be the global problem of economics going into wrong direction, recession everywhere. The whole world is now under recession. Every 10 years the cycle comes. Why? Because your economics lacks motherhood. Your economics lacks the family economics. Your economics does not have that vision, that insight which a mother has when she runs her household. So that is the most important thing. That's why in the morning, Venkaiah Naiduji talked about Lakshmi being our finance minister. She has to be Griha Lakshmi, sir. Only Dhana Lakshmi will not do. She has to become Griha Lakshmi, Grihini, then only the whole economic perspective of the world will change. So motherhood or family, they are but synonyms, can change the whole mindset, attitude, outlook of the world and can solve all the problems that we face today. That's why this conference is very important. That's how I put in a very simple, this is a Varali painting. One of the tribals from Maharashtra, they have done this painting, very beautiful painting. And the painting depicts a human chain. But this human chain is in the form of a spiral, unending spiral, never ending spiral. In Sanskrit it is written there, Akhanda Mandala, that is the concept. That is the concept of education. In Sanskrit Sahitya, this Akhanda Mandala comes in the Guru Stotra. This Stotra we chant for eulogizing the Guru, that is teacher. In that Guru Stotra, this Akhanda Mandala comes. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam, one who shows us that, Tat Padam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama. Guru is one who gives me this insight that I can look at the whole existence in the form of Akhanda Mandala, unending spiral. Family is not where few individuals come together, enter into a social, emotional contract to stay together. No, that is not the definition of family in Bharatiya concept, in our concept. Our concept of family is an individual expands emotionally, an individual expands mentally, an individual expands his ego and becomes family. Family is my extension, family is my expansion. So that individual, that center of Akhanda Mandala, I have numbered it 0. That is Bharatiya concept. Individual is 0, individual is not 1. Those who are in the digital world, they know this binary, 0, 1 binary. The whole world is facing a problem because individual has become one. Individual is not one. Individual has to become zero. Swamiji, that is Vedanta. The ego has to become zero. Individual can become zero in two ways. By going within, by withdrawing from everything. That is one way of becoming zero. The other way of becoming zero is expanding. I becomes we. There is no more I. There is no more individual. That happens very easily emotionally in the family. When I was in 5th standard, my younger brother was in 3rd standard, 3rd or 2nd standard. I used to come from my school, take him from his school and go to my house. My mother is a working woman. So morning there were questions about working women. I never faced this problem. I think my mother is the best mother in the world. Everybody thinks that. She was a working woman. Morning 5:30, 4:30 she would get up. 9:30 she would go to her office. Evening 5 o'clock she will come back. Till night 10 she will be doing all household works. And we never felt any absence of my mother. But little responsibility I had to share. I had to go to my younger brother's school, take him and come to my home. One day when I went there, where he used to wait for me at one of his teacher's house, that teacher's son, who was same age, he said, your brother met with an accident. A jeep went over him and gave his bag also to me. So now I had two bags, my own bag, school bag and his school bag. On one hand one bag, on one other another bag, and I went to my house. The whole way I was walking for some 15-20 minutes. That 1.5 kilometers, 2 kilometers, I was weeping, I was crying, imagining what would have happened to my younger brother. There was no injury. My body was fit. I had no injury, I had no pain. I was imagining the pain of my younger brother and I was weeping. When I went home, in the morning he had met with the accident. Whatever treatment was done, he was given some sedatives and painkillers. So he was happy. And he had so many toffees also, different kinds of toffees. So under his pillow there were toffees. So he was happy. He was smiling with all those bandages on his legs and on his hand. With all those bandages and plasters, he was laughing. And I, who had no injury, was weeping, was crying. When I entered the house, he was so happy that my elder brother is crying. That was a scene he had never seen. So he asked mother, Dada is crying, Dada is crying. He was so happy. He was injured. And he was happy because his Dada is crying. He gave me toffee. He said, Dada, don't cry, take a toffee. What is this? This is oneness. This is expansion. This is the individual growing into expanding emotionally into a family where you feel one with the family. Where the family pain of other person is your pain. Happiness of other person is your happiness. It becomes infectious because it is Atmavat. It is as if I am experiencing it. In the family, that Atmavat, that is expandable. This is what Brihadaranyaka Upanishad explains. That Yajnavalkya Maitreyi Samvad, when Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi are having a dialogue, husband and wife having a dialogue about the Vedantic truth, a beautiful chronicle of how a husband and wife used to interact. They talk about the Hindus never document. That's what is said to us. I say we Hindus documented the intimate conversation between a husband and a wife. The Upanishadic mantras start like this, Navare Maitreyi. He is talking to his wife. Talking to wife is not easy. Yesterday we saw Anilji how he was talking to chairman AICT in the AICT guest house. So talking to wife is not easy. So Yajnavalkya, such a big rishi, but before his wife, he is very humbly, with love, he is explaining, Maitreyi, it is not so. It is not so. You do not love other person because he is your father. You do not love other person because he is your husband. Navare Maitri Pitukaman Pitupriyo Bhavati. Then why do I love my father? Atma Nastu Kamaya Pitupriyo Bhavati. It is for your own self, because you see your own projection in him. That's why you love your father, that's why you love your brother. Your family is nothing but your extended projection. You expand into family. Family expands into society, because society is nothing but extended family. So that is Akhanda Mandala, that is the expansion, which expands into what is the concept of Rashtra in our country. In Bharat, when we say Rashtra, it does not mean nation. It is wrongly translated into nation. The concept of nation, which has come from the West, is basically politico-economic concept of state-nation kind of a thing. In Bharat, when we talk about Rashtra, or to understand, if you use that Bharatiya nation word, the Bharatiya nation is more cultural, more spiritual, more social, more emotional. When Aristotle said man is a social animal, and he added a word, man is compulsively gets related to other person. The relationship is a psychological compulsion. That's what Aristotle says. And that's why we form into a society. But our rishis in Bharat understood this expansion into very beautiful growth matrix, made it into a sadhana. So this social sadhana, this social tapas, this social austerity is this Akhanda Mandala. Individual growing into family, family growing into society, society expanding and growing into Rashtra, that Rashtra growing into the whole humanity. That's why when Vijaya Lakshmi Pandit first visited United Nations as ambassador of independent Bharat, her first words in United Nations were, I am here to represent Bharat in the family of nations. For her, United Nations was a family of nations. We interpolate, we expand this concept of family to everything, and that's how we reach Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is not coming together of families. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is expansion of oneness into the whole Vasudha. When every individual starts experiencing that same oneness which I felt towards my brother, when I visited Paradweep in Odisha during the super cyclone in 1999, from Jodhpur, some 8-10 Karyakartas, we went there for service. And in one small village, the primary school had collapsed. And under that primary school for 30 days, some 16 cows were buried. That cow carcass. And while excavating that and giving them Agni Sanskara, we found 3 human bodies also after 30 days. And when with 3-4 Karyakartas were trying to take out those human bodies from that mud and everything, they were just getting decomposed. Whatever we will touch, it would come in our hand. And these people were crying. I said, why are you crying? And one of the Karyakartas, young 12th standard boy, he said, Mukul Bhaiya, I am thinking he is my mother, she is my mother, he is my father, and I am looking at my mother while putting this body, and I feel that is the oneness expanded from Rajasthan to Odisha. That is nation. This is Akhanda Mandala. That's why I put in this. This is nation building. That's why only family can build nation. Neither roads, nor electricity, nor economic growth. It is the family which will contribute to nation building, which is family which will contribute to the world peace. That's why family, the basis of which is motherhood, irrespective of your gender, you all have that mother, that Shakti in you. Whether you are a man or a woman does not depend on that. That motherhood, that motherhood is only capable of expanding, and that expansion of individual into the Vasudha, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is the real concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We all experience it. We all do it every day unknowingly. Let us all do it knowingly. Let us all put in that oneness into practice. Let us all do it every day. That's what our culture tells us. Simple, everywhere in the world I have seen, simple rituals every day are performed. Something for the animals, like feeding the cow or feeding the dog, giving something to the plant, watering the plant every day. Tulsi plant, morning you gave Tulsi plant to the chief guest, watering the Tulsi plant every day. Now these are simple things which are done every day by the family, which are in fact nurturing this Akhanda Mandala concept. Let us put this oneness into practice in our families, in our neighborhood, in our organizations, wherever you are working. If you are working in a college, if you are working in a university, if you are working in a school, let that school become a family. Let all of them become a family. Jamshedji Tata was one of the first entrepreneurs from India who created such big empires, steel empire and all that. He was blessed by Swami Vivekananda during his sea voyage. This Jamshedji Tata, once there was a strike in his factory. Bombay, his factory, there was a strike. All the laborers were coming together and they were on strike and giving all these nares that our demand should be fulfilled, hamari mange puri karo and all that. In his very big Impala car, Tata was going with his manager. He saw his laborers doing all this strike and all that, dharna. He stopped there, he stopped his car, asked the manager what is happening. He said they are on strike. He said, I know that they are on strike. Their demands are irrational. We cannot meet those demands. Only 4 demands we can meet. 10 demands are irrational. Tata said, I don't worry about their demands. There I will be professional. I will not succumb to their demands. But why are they doing strike in the sun, scorching sun? They are our family members. As the head of my family, they are my children. They should not be doing this in scorching sun. You get down, put a tent for them, put some water to drink, put some tea, coffee stalls, so that they can go on strike for as many days as they want, but they should be treated well because they are my family member. You put this concept of family in business management. That is the management model of Bharat, where your industry becomes family, where your society becomes family, where your neighborhood becomes family. That is the beauty of this expanding circles. And these are not concentric circles. These are interrelated circles which expand into the whole universe. And finally, this is what reaches to Parameshti also. From Veshti to Samashti, Rashtra, Srishti to Parameshti, even to the Almighty, it will take you. Once your ego expands and becomes zero, it will make you be able to be one with your own Almighty, your own Maker. That is what I call social sadhana. That is what I call this social austerity by which you can grow into the Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam. Each individual can do that. We have to put this into practice, create some system by which it can be practiced by each and every one of us in our own circle of influence, in our own area of influence. Let us practice this familyhood, familyness, this motherhood, and this oneness, ever expanding oneness, and make it a beautiful Vasudha to live. Then nation building will not be competitive. Nation building will not be competing with your neighbors, being better than, being number one, being exploiting others for your markets. No, that won't be nation building. When it is politico-economic, it is competition. When it is cultural and social, it is cooperative nation building. When Bharat grows, whole Vasudha grows. That is the idea behind nation building. When we relate it with family, when we consider the whole world as family of nation, when we consider ourselves beyond boundaries, and when we consider ourselves one, when we see the reflection of our own Atman into others, Atma anastu kamaya, to understand that, to get that Atma Sakshatkara, that realization of self, this family is born. Let our family be ever expanding family. Let the whole world be encompassed by our own Atma Bhava, and let us put this into practice and in action and achieve our goal of world peace, well-being of everybody, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. That can be achieved only if we are ready to expand, come out of this one to oneness. This one should become zero, so that everything is your one. You are one with everything. Thank you.